What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another Escape from Tarkov video and another Market Monday. I'm Kawn, the White Claw Warrior, the Bald Bandit, whatever the hell you want to call me. This is the show where I show you guys what's selling well on the flea market at what point in time during the wipe. So it takes all the guesswork out of your raids so that you guys know what's worth the most amount of money when you're in raid. As always, if you guys like the video, you can always sub, like, all that good stuff. I'm giving away an Edge of Darkness account once I hit 10K on YouTube. So details are down below. Let's hop right in. So flash drives are actually doing really good right now because of some of the new Jaeger barters. So flash drive 61K, definitely worth picking up. Throw it in your Gamma, in your Docs case, or whatever you have in your Alpha potentially. But they're definitely a good item, and you can even use them to craft intel in the intelligence center if you needed to as well. Killa Armours. Now Killa Armours are cheap at the moment. The reason is I think a lot of people are farming Killa. I'm personally farming Killa right now as well. You can go check me out on Twitch. I'm farming Killa every day to get that tracksuit. So 100K for a Killa armor is really cheap. It only repairs for about 60K. So for 160K, you can get a level 5 armor that's one of the best, arguably the best level 5 armor in the game. So very cheap. M61. Pretty expensive. Now you can craft M61 in your hideout at your workbench. I'm doing that right now. I'm just stacking up a full ammo case full of M61 and then I'm gonna sell it all in one go. But M61 2500 to 2800. I've even seen it at 3K. It's a really good item. If you find some in raid, I would definitely recommend selling it. And I think that also goes back to the point that people are farming kill a lot right now. So M61 is expensive, but it usually is pretty expensive anyways. Augmented used to be really shit to sell. It used to be like 7K. It's around 20K now. It's definitely worth picking up for a one slot item. It's definitely worth selling 20,000. CPU fans. Now you will see these jump. They were about 24K, 25K. They're now up to like in their 30Ks. And the reason is I'll get into it, but Bitcoin is on the rise. Bitcoin just broke 300K. Depending on what day it is you're watching this video, it could be higher, it could be lower. But right now, Bitcoin is doing really well, and it wasn't doing that great at the beginning of the wipe, but it's on the climb. So CPU fans are worth 32K at the moment, and that's really good, which leads us into our next thing, graphics cards. Now, graphics cards are way up. They were about 500K on average. They're now on their way to 6. So once they hit 600K, it's pretty huge. If the Bitcoin keeps going up, the graphics cards will keep going up. So a good way to judge the prices of certain things like tech items, if you keep a Bitcoin just in your stash chilling, and then you just like check every now and then with therapists how much it's worth. If it's going up every day, you know that your graphics cards are ready to be sold because it's going up every day. If it starts going down, the graphics cards prices and the CPU fans and all that stuff is going to start going down as well. Red gunpowder is low at the moment, so I do recommend buying it. You can also use it for the M61 craft. So for 40K, red gunpowder is pretty cheap. It usually ends up around 60 to 70K by the end of the wipe. So at the moment, it's still worth buying and it's still worth crafting that M61. You can also craft gunpowders in your hideout. I'll show you guys quickly how much freaking gunpowder I have. Not that one. I've got tons, so I've been crafting tons of gunpowders. I'm going to save these, but basically I'm just doing it to try to farm up M61. Water filters as well are a good thing to save, but I have that in another video that you can always check out down below. Magnets. Now, magnets are doing well right now, 17,000 rubles. They're a great item to pick up, especially for a one slot. It's not the most expensive item, like a CPU fan. I would toss out a magnet for a CPU fan, but for 19K on average, it's pretty good. It sells pretty well. Sugar. Now, sugar is still kind of low, still worth buying. You can always buy it and then just save it in your stash and use it to like feed yourself when you need energy, and because it'll still sell for the same amount once it hits 70 to 80K later on in the wipe. It'll still sell for the same amount. Even if it's 1 out of 70, people will still buy it. So sugar still pretty low. Paracords getting lower. So they were sitting at around 80K. They're getting lower. I said this in another video. They should drop a little bit more, and they should end up around 20K by the end of the wipe. So if you have paracords and you want to sell them, go ahead and sell them now because they probably will go nowhere but down. Or you can use them to buy for your sick case. Pistol cases. Now, because of the new barter items for the weapon case with Jaeger, the pistol cases are up quite a bit. So if you get a pistol case and you don't really use them, you can always sell it through the flea market for 170, 180k. It's doing pretty good. So if you get a couple of them from some quests as you progress through the game, so you can always sell those for a little bit of profit. Pressure gauges are also doing good there for the water collector, and more people are getting there now. So 50k, 55k. Sells pretty good on the flea. It also sells decently to therapists. So if you're running low on money, you can always throw this up your butt and then sell it to therapists if you don't survive. SJ6s, 46k. I do think this will probably stay around here. So probably around 50,000. That's what they usually stick by. But if you're not using SJ6s to like train endurance or strength or anything like that, you might as well just sell them. So Saline Solutions, 33 to 35k, doing pretty good. This was in my last video, so they're still just staying at the same spot, and they probably will stay there. If anything, they might go to 40, but definitely a good item to sell. Sodium, 14 to 15k. It's on its way down. It usually ends up pretty low to the point where like you don't even pick it up, but at the moment it's around 15k. It's still worth picking up for a single slot item. Water filters are on the rise, so they're going up. It's getting to the point where like it's not worth buying them to stock up on. You should still buy them to stock up on now if you're planning on upgrading your hideout, but it's going to get to the point where they're about 80 to 90k and you're going to just want to sell them because you don't really want them, and you should have bought them earlier, which if you watch my videos, I have a couple videos where I talk about like things you should stock up on. You can always check my videos out down below. But that's it for today, guys. Thank you guys so much for all the continuous support. The channel's growing and I really appreciate it. You guys have been killing it on the like button and on the subscribe button, so thank you guys so much. And as always, guys, my links or everything are down below. If you guys want to enter the EOD giveaway, you can always check that out down below. And peace, people.